Most Christians don't even realize this. Jesus did not come to teach a religion. He did not build a new awareness, new rules, or a new institution. Jesus came to show a way. That's why he said about himself, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Pay attention. He didn't say, "I will show you the way." He said, "I am the way." Because Christianity is not merely a theory. It is a life that is lived. Let's look at the first Christians. They were not attached to churches, because most of the time, they didn't even have churches. They gathered underground. They met in homes, sometimes in cemeteries. What held them together was not buildings, but their bond with one another. Their faith was not a place. It was their very life. Today, going to church is often seen as the measure of faith, but for the first Christians, faith was a matter of survival. One of the most radical statements in the Bible is this: love your enemy. It sounds simple, but in truth, it turns the world upside down, because the world says, fight back, take revenge, show your strength. But Jesus says, love. This goes against human nature, and that is exactly why it is divine. Most people cannot forgive their enemies, but Jesus asks us to love them. This is not just a moral teaching, it is a spiritual revolution. There is another secret. Jesus did not speak his harshest words to sinners. He showed compassion to prostitutes. He welcomed tax collectors at his table. He embraced those rejected by society. But toward religious leaders, he was direct. He was severe. Why? Because what separates people from God is not sin. It is pride. I am good. I am right. I am not like others. This mindset builds the thickest wall between God and the human heart. That is why Jesus said, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick." Another truth. True faith does not grow in loudness, but in silence. The first Christians did not find God in crowded sermons, but in suffering. They were persecuted. They lost their jobs. They were rejected by their families. Some were killed. Yet their faith did not weaken. It deepened. Because faith does not take root in comfort, it takes root in darkness. A prayer spoken in silence is the loudest cry of all. And perhaps the least known truth of all. God did not love you because you were perfect. Before you were strong, before you were righteous, before you were clean, He already loved you. The Bible says, "While we were still sinners, Christ died for us." God did not call you because you changed. He called you because He loved you. Change came after love. If what you've heard disturbed you, perhaps it was not your faith, but your familiar understanding of religion that was shaken. And that is not a bad thing, because true faith always unsettles the heart a little. If these words stirred something within you, perhaps you are one step closer to true faith. Stay on the channel for more.